We need to stop romanticizing poverty in the theater. Poverty ain't cute. George Bernard Shaw, in his play Major Barbara, had his entrepreneur mouthpiece, Andrew Undershaft, say the following words: "Poverty is the worst of crimes." In the theater, we say, no money, no mission. And quite often, as actors and creators, we are expected to fulfill a mission without money. There's a book by Jeff Goings called Real Artists Don't Starve. I've gone through this book a couple of times, and while I haven't applied all his suggestions, the title says it all. We should not expect to starve. If we are legit, we should thrive as artists. I spoke at the memorial service for Eric Fredrickson, one of the founders of the Society of American Fight Directors. He taught me stage combat at the University of Michigan. Many of the theater people who were at his service joked about how they could only afford one tie to wear to this occasion. There were lots of little jokes about being in theater not translating to economical success, financial well-being. And that troubled me. Even Eric was posthumously quoted as saying, and mind you, this was in the 1980s, that actors can make hundreds and hundreds of dollars in regional theater. Unfortunately, even with inflation, that statement is still true. The message is clear. There's no getting ahead with the stage actor's income. At least, that's the message I've been taught. Actors are always lamenting the struggles of earning a living as an actor. Meanwhile, producers are always lamenting about how actors are so expensive. Something's gotta give. We are still broke. The creator economy. The multi-potentialite who was unhirable in the industrial and information age is now leading the charge in this modern renaissance. Leonardo da Vinci would probably be a bajillionaire today, or at the very least a top 10 YouTuber. We've got more opportunity to be seen, heard, and read than ever before, and yet we are still broke. Why? And what are we to do about it? To me, the answer is simple, but difficult. Change the narratives. Stories are a form of software for the hardware that is your brain. I believe the stories that we download in the theater are keeping most of us poor. I'm dropping a challenge to playwrights and screenwriters, directors, producers. Make stories where the entrepreneur is the good guy for once. One of the reasons why I love Hallmark movies so much is they are usually about somebody coming back to save something they believe in. Oftentimes that something is a family business in a small town that has seen better days. Without that business, the town flounders, and things aren't quite the same. But our plucky protagonist comes back with a creative solution, and everybody is better off because our entrepreneurial leading star made things better off with their enthusiasm and hard work. Now, this ain't no rant about the virtues of capitalism. This is an argument for celebrating the individuals who build things that make our lives easier and more enjoyable. This is a rant for creation. I like what Naval Ravikant has to say about it. And a tweet, or would it be a mark? Because X marks the spot. And a mark and X. If I'm the first one to come up with that, make sure you give me credit for it. So on a X, on a mark and X, Naval wrote, there are almost 7 billion people on this planet. Someday, I hope, there will be almost 7 billion companies. I want to talk about something that is really interesting to me. Two of the things that people say traditionally are not great pathways to wealth are teaching and theater. And yet, people are flocking to see Tony Robbins for thousands of dollars at a time. And when I look at Tony Robbins, what I see is the perfect combination of theater and teaching. He's making millions of dollars doing theater and teaching. And, well, you have to ask, how is this possible? And why aren't they flocking to the theater? Well, this is why. Tony Robbins gives them hope that they can be a better version of themselves. The capital T theater gives them depraved versions of themselves, romanticized and labeled with the generic genre masking called tragedy. We got enough tragedy in real life. Let's make theater that promotes at least one of the 3 things that everybody wants, which is health, wealth, and love. Because right now in the theater, and especially in the theater where I live, all I see is the opposite of health, wealth, and love. What I see are sick people with no money treating each other like crap. And writers, I can hear you already. We need conflict. We need drama. What the heck am I supposed to write about? And I assure you, writers, that there is tremendous drama and conflict in running a business. There's plenty of good material. I've been running a company for over a decade now, and we've got drama and stories and conflict, and it doesn't involve people smoking crack and doing horrible things to each other, but there is still a drama, there is still tension, there is still intrigue. There's plenty of good material. Ask any entrepreneur for a good story. They will take you on a hero's journey that will entertain. We had our time with a theater of the oppressed. It served a real purpose. However, I am ready for a theater of the inspired.